I hope you are doing great. And today we have a fun topic. A lot of times people will contact me and they'll say, "Oh, I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to go to a fun island," and which is always very fun and very exciting. I love it. But what people don't realize a lot of times is that the islands are different. And it depends on what you are looking for as to which island is best for you. So today the topic is which Caribbean island is best, meaning best for you. So we're going to talk about all the details so that you can make the right decision before you jump into booking a vacation at your next all-inclusive or non-all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean. Okay, so aren't they all the same? One Caribbean island is just like another one? No, that is not true. They are not all the same. Choosing the perfect Caribbean island for you is like choosing your favorite cocktail or mocktail. There's no wrong answer because they're all delicious, but you'll love it if you get just the right mix for you. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. There is a wide range of budgets and island kind of flavor and feeling, and some have all-inclusive resorts, some don't. Some are better for like adventure and things like that. They all have great beaches. They all are just beautiful, amazing destinations. But there are quite a few differences as well. So we're going to jump in and talk about 7 different Caribbean islands. Now, there are more than just these 7, and I can totally help you get there and would love to help you with any beyond these 7 as well. So, but these are probably just the 7 most common or well-known. So let's jump in and talk about them. So our first one that we're going to talk about is the Dominican Republic. And I call this the place where your dollar is king, meaning this is a very budget-friendly place to go. And so if you are looking for the best bang for your buck, then I feel like the Dominican Republic is a fantastic choice. There is also lots to do and great beaches. So a few activities that you might want to do depending on which location that you're in. So Santo Domingo is a really cool city and it's got lots of historic areas and charm. Punta Cana is very well known for the pristine beaches and just the beautiful area. Lots of resorts in the Punta Cana area. There is also kite surfing in Cabarete where you can go hiking. Anyway, so there are various things to do, not all beaches, but beaches are a huge pull, and beaches are, I would say, 99% of everybody that I send to the Dominican Republic goes for the beaches. Like, that's just why they are there, and the beaches are amazing. Okay, let's talk all-inclusive resorts. All-inclusive resorts are the majority of the resorts in this area. And so almost every single one is an all-inclusive. They have all different varieties from, very affordable and family friendly. They have more luxury ones. They run the whole gamut of all-inclusive resorts. They are really great. I love an all-inclusive resort. Love them. I think they are such good value for your money for what you get. And just the not having to worry about your next meal or what activities you're going to do at the resort and having to pay money every time you turn around. So I love a good all-inclusive resort. For non-all-inclusive resorts, there are very, very few options here. So if you want a resort that is not all-inclusive, the DR is probably not going to be your best choice. Approximate budget, I would say an all-inclusive is $100 to $200 per person per day. And that's including, of course, all of your meals and drinks and the activities at the resort. Non-all-inclusive would be, $75 to $150 per night for a non-all-inclusive hotel, which there are very few of. So it's a really great destination for budget travelers, for families, for anybody who just really wants to get good value for their money. But there also are fun things to do and beautiful beaches. I mean, it's a great choice. The DR is a fantastic choice if you want to get away to a Caribbean island. All right, let's move to St. Lucia. St. Lucia, I call romance with a side of volcano because there is this incredible dormant volcano called the Piton Mountain Range on this island of St. Lucia. So St. Lucia's main appeal is it's a romantic, lush island, and it is perfect for couples. I definitely send couples here or, sets of friends that are couples to this island. Not so much families, a lot of couples. So, some activities that you can do on the island. They have luxurious resorts, they have infinity pools, they have views of the Piton Mountains. There are some really cool hot springs called the Sulphur Springs with mud baths. You can hike the Pitons, you can explore the rainforest. So, there are things to do that are non-beach things, but there are also plenty of water sports and beach things as well. As far as all-inclusive resorts and not all-inclusive resorts, there are some great all-inclusive resorts on St. Lucia. Really some fantastic ones, which are really popular and amazing for honeymooners or people who want to have like a romantic getaway. Really nice way to get away to St. Lucia is just to book an all-inclusive vacation. Sandals properties. There are 3 Sandals resorts on St. Lucia, and they are a big pull, but not the only game in town. There are plenty of other beautiful, amazing resorts in St. Lucia as well. As far as the non-all-inclusive resorts go, there are some. They are more like smaller, more like eco lodges or hillside villas, that kind of thing. So if you really want more of a beach vibe, I would go with an all-inclusive resort. Approximate budget for St. Lucia, probably between the 300 to 600 per night for couples at all-inclusive resort. Non-all-inclusive resort would be more like 150 to 250 per night for like a boutique kind of hotel. And activities, there are also plenty of activities, spa treatments, hikes, mud baths, and they range from probably $50 to $150 a person for different activities. So I would say St. Lucia is perfect for honeymooners, for any kind of couples and nature lovers. It really is a beautiful, amazing island. Okay, the next island we are going to talk about is Jamaica. Jamaica is the island that moves to its own beat. Now, if you are watching the video, you will see that I did not include beach pictures with every single slide because I just thought I can just do nothing but beach pictures with this presentation and they would all be amazing and beautiful, but I thought I would include a few other things. So I'll explain what this picture is in just a minute. Jamaica is a great island and its main appeal is the culture. Love, love, love the culture of Jamaica. They just have such a great culture. Amazing music, delicious food. So if you are a foodie, if you love kind of just the music and the vibe and the whole Caribbean kind of feel, then Jamaica is your place. So some activities. One of my very favorites is to climb the Dunn's River Falls. That's what this is a picture of. So this is the Dunn's River Falls, and it's a really popular activity to climb up it. It's like there's little footholds as you go and you get to climb all the way up these falls. You can go with guides and it's really, really fun. At the bottom of the falls, they just empty right into the beach area, the ocean, and it's an amazing activity. I love it. If you've never done it before, highly recommend. Okay, other activities. Of course, Jamaica is famous for Negrill's 7 Mile Beach. So that is a beautiful place. They're also famous for their jerk chicken and other really amazing local foods, reggae music, cultural tours. Like there's so much amazing fun stuff to do on Jamaica. So as far as resorts go, there are lots of all-inclusive resorts in Montego Bay, in Negril, and in Ocho Rios. So I love sending people to an all-inclusive resort in Jamaica. Some people have the idea that, Jamaica is full of crime or that it's not safe or anything. And one really great way to get around this feeling of maybe it won't be safe for me or me and my family or whatever is to stay at an all-inclusive resort, because they are gated. They often have around security guards that are around the property and on the beach and everything just to keep people safe. I have been to Jamaica several times. I feel like it is, perfectly, as far as I have not felt unsafe ever when I have been in Jamaica. So it's an amazing, incredible place. Back to resorts. There are non-all-inclusive resorts as well. Lots of, boutique hotels, local guest houses, especially in Negril along the beach there and Treasure Beach. So if you are interested in something like that, you don't have to stay in an all-inclusive resort if you don't want to. But there are some really incredible, really amazing all-inclusive resorts all over the island. Approximate budget, Jamaica and Dominican Republic are the two when people want the most bang for their buck. going somewhere Caribbean, these are the two islands that I recommend. So at an all-inclusive resort, I would plan maybe 150 to 300 per person per day. Non-all-inclusive resort, 100 to 200 per night. Meals can be as cheap as like $5 to $15 for like local street food, might be $30 and up for fine dining. If you are interested in like the cultural aspect, Jamaica all the way. It is just such a fun place to be. Foodies, thrill seekers, there's just lots of really fun excursions and activities to do in Jamaica. So that's who I would recommend to go there. Let's go to Aruba. All right, Aruba, I call it sunny days forever. Its main appeal is year-round sunshine and perfect beaches. So even though I'm going to be talking about the beaches, I did not include a picture of a beach on Aruba. I included a picture of this cute little town, the main city in Aruba, which is called Oranjestad. And this is a picture of that city. Aruba has this really fun Dutch feel going on the island. And so that's really cool. One really kind of good thing to know about Aruba is if you are going anytime during hurricane season, Aruba is off the beaten path or out of the way of the mainstream of where the hurricanes come through. And so Aruba is like, they haven't been hit by a hurricane in, I can't remember how many years anyway. So they are really not bothered much by the tropical storms or the hurricanes. Okay, some activities in Aruba. You can lounge on Eagle Beach, which is one of the best beaches in the world, snorkel or dive, enjoy just the friendly atmosphere. Again, the people in the Caribbean islands are just so friendly and welcoming and warm. They're just amazing. All right, let's talk resorts. All-inclusive resorts, not very many, like one or two on the whole entire island. So I would not recommend going to Aruba for an all-inclusive resort experience. You will be disappointed because there aren't a lot of all-inclusive resorts. Everybody is just kind of doing their own thing as far as what restaurants you're going to eat at, or if you're going to have the street food or different things like that. And so I would not recommend looking at all-inclusive for Aruba because there's a huge mix of like boutique hotels, vacation rentals, luxury resorts. So there's a wide variety of places where you can stay, but I wouldn't go all-inclusive in Aruba. So for the non-all-inclusive resorts, you could probably plan 150 to 350 per night for, a range of hotel stays. Meals could be 15 to 30 bucks for casual dining or $40+ per person for more of an upscale restaurant. So I feel like Aruba mostly is frequented by people who love the beaches and the sunshine and just all the fun water sports and everything that they find there. Okay, let's go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is Caribbean convenience with a cultural twist. The reason that it is Caribbean convenience is because it is a U.S. territory, no passport is required. So yes, that is right. You can go to this Caribbean island with no passport. So this is a really great idea for people who don't want to get a passport, or if your passport has expired, or if you're bringing kids and you don't want to get a passport for all of them. This is a perfect choice. The main appeal is just the easy access and a mix of history and adventure. So some of the activities that you can do in Puerto Rico. You can stroll through Old San Juan's cobblestone streets. And this is a city that is very historic and has been around for years and years, for centuries. And so they've got an old fort there. And like I said, the cobblestone streets, it's a fun town. They also have the El Yunque National Forest there. They've got lots of great food. So you can sample the food. The local choices are amazing. Okay, for resorts, all-inclusive resorts, there are a handful, but they are rare. There's not so many. Most travelers stay in a non-all-inclusive resort so that they can try like the local food and the attractions and everything. So non-all-inclusive place, hotel or vacation rental or guest houses, there's all different varieties. So everything from, different hotels or places in Old San Juan to beachside resorts, like all across the board. And approximate budget, I'd say 100 to 250 per night for like a mid-range hotel stay. Meals, 10 to 25 bucks a person for local food, or $40+ for upscale options. So the best people I feel like that fit Puerto Rico would be like families or culture enthusiasts, because there's so much history here. And if you just want a really convenient, fun Caribbean stay, then this would be a great place for you. Let's talk about our next island is Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos is bougie beach bliss. Yes, it is. Turks and Caicos is incredible. It is the ultimate luxury with stunning beaches. So what can you do? Most of it is pretty much all water sports. Relax on Grace Bay Beach. You can swim in these crystal clear waters. Like, this sand is so fine and sugary white and just gorgeous. And so the water is just so clear. You can spot Jojo the dolphin, and there's just all kinds of little secluded inlets and things like that all around the island. So it's just great for exploring. As far as all-inclusive resorts, there are a few, but there's not very many. So if you were asking to go to Turks and Caicos, I would give you both options. I would probably, unless you wanted, only one option, I would probably give you, okay, if you want an all-inclusive, here's an example of an all-inclusive resort, or if you want non-all-inclusive, here's an example of non-beaches. Turks and Caicos is a very famous Turks and Caicos property here, and it is sold out way in advance because people, especially families, love beaches for Turks and Caicos. So it's one great option, but there are also many other options. Non-all-inclusive resorts is more the norm, I would say, than an all-inclusive resort here. They have really upscale boutique hotels, they have villas, they have just amazing places to stay. So the approximate budget for Turks and Caicos is a little higher because you are getting that bougie experience, remember. I would say $400 to $1,000 per night for an all-inclusive. Non-all-inclusive would be $250 to $500 per night, or on up. Meals, $20 to $40 for just casual dining, and $50 plus per person for fine dining. So who is Turks and Caicos for? I would say luxury travelers, honeymooners, people who just want to really lounge and love those beaches and the water. Next, let's talk about Barbados. So I called it rum, history, and all the vibes. So of course, Barbados is known for rum, so I couldn't leave that off the list. But Barbados is a cool island because remember how I said Aruba is a mix of Dutch? Well, Barbados is a mix of British history and Caribbean. So it's really cool. It's got some really cool history and culture that go along with Barbados. So some of the things that you could do on the island, you could visit the UNESCO World Heritage Sites that are in Bridgetown. Bridgetown is the main city. You can relax on the West Coast Platinum Coast, surf or explore on the East Coast. There's a famous place called the Oystins Fish Fry, and they have music, dancing, and seafood. So there's lots of fun things to do on Barbados as well. All-inclusive resorts, yes, they do have some available, not a ton of options, but they do have some, especially on the West Coast. And really, if you want the convenience and luxury of an all-inclusive resort, Barbados is a great place for that. Non-all-inclusive is more of what they have all across the island. So it's boutique hotels, vacation rentals, some just regular resorts and hotels, and they're a great option as well. Approximate budget, $300 to $600 per night for all-inclusive options. Non-all-inclusive would be like $150 to $300 per night and up. And then meals, I would say $10 to $25 per person for casual dining, and $40 and up for upscale dining. So who does Barbados cater to? I would say the ideal client for Barbados would be like culture buffs, surfers. If you really like the lively festivals, maybe the rum or different things that are going on, as well as, of course, the beautiful beaches. So Barbados is a really great option as well. Okay, so that's our 7. I know that there's a bunch I didn't touch on, like Grand Cayman, for example, or Antigua and Barbuda. I mean, there are definitely other Caribbean options that I didn't touch on today, but that gives you a general idea of some of the most popular or well-known Caribbean islands. And as you can see, each of them is unique. Each of them offers a little bit different experience. Varying budgets, varying accommodation styles, like with all-inclusive versus non-inclusive. If you are looking for the most budget-friendly, the best bang for your buck, hands down, absolutely, the DR or Jamaica, not even a question. Or, of course, if you are looking closer to home, then I would say Cancun. The Cancun Riviera Maya area in Mexico. If you are looking for adventure, Jamaica is fantastic for some outdoor adventures. St. Lucia and the Dominican Republic all are great for adventure. If you're looking for great beaches, all of them, there is no question, but all of them will give you a fantastic beach. So I would love it if you would contact me when you're ready to plan your next Caribbean getaway, because I would love to help be part of the process for that. And hopefully in the middle of winter, talking about Caribbean and beaches and sun and all of this great stuff, and hopefully it warmed you up a little bit. So thanks for joining me today, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.